Welcome back to the channel, people. Today I'm going to be playing some more Cyberpunk 2077, but this time I'm going to be using the Digital Foundries optimized settings. So I'm just going to go through the settings that I'm going to be using. First and foremost, I am playing at 3840 by 2160, just for those who are interested. Now, when it comes to presets, it's not going to be important. Texture quality at high, field of view at 90. Of course, you can go a little further if you wish. But this is all about personal preference. I'm disabling film grain and I'm disabling chromatic aberration, as I feel these are some settings that I personally don't like. But depth of field, lens flare and motion blur I have left enabled, as there's vehicles in the car, and I do believe motion blur is important when you're moving at high speed. Now for contact shadows I'm leaving on. Improved facial lighting geometry I'm leaving on, and isotropic filtering I'm leaving at 16. Local shadow mesh quality, local shadow quality, both at high. Cascade shadow range, cascade shadow resolution, both at high, but these are both being demonstrated to not really have any impact on performance. Distant shadow resolution is another one that doesn't really have any impact on performance, so best to leave it at the best you can. Volumetric fog resolution is an interesting one. It is tied to your internal res, so you know, you can drop this to high or medium. It all depends on the resolution you're playing. It doesn't bother me too much, so I'm leaving at ultra. Volumetric cloud quality. Now this is something you can turn down a little bit. I would personally recommend this going down to medium. Does save you, I believe, around 12% in performance, so it's definitely worth doing. Screen space reflections. Now this is one that you can leave at low or high. I'm going to leave at high just to increase the kind of sharpness of the image. If you put it to low, it can make it a little bit blurry. Now subsurface scattering quality, I'm just going to leave that at high. Doesn't bother me too much. Color precision, you can drop this down to medium. It does save you another 3%, so that's something worth doing. What am I looking for? I just want to make sure I've done all my settings as best as I can. Oh, ambient occlusion is another one. You should put this to low, you save yourself another 8%, which is great. Mirror quality, this is up to you. You don't really use the mirrors too much in the game, but they are very taxing when you do, so this is something you can kind of tweak to your own liking. I kind of like the reflection to be the best quality as possible, because you rarely get to see your character, and when you do, I want to see my character in the best possible quality, so I'm going to leave it at that. Level of detail is self-explanatory, but there's no real need to mess with this. Doesn't really affect performance. Ray tracing, for those of you with NVIDIA GPUs, leave that on. Ray trace reflections, leave on. Ray trace shadows you can turn off. Very expensive, and you can do without it. In terms of ray trace lighting, I would recommend medium based on Digital Foundries settings. And for DLSS quality, balanced or quality, for me performance mode is just a little bit too blurry because of the internal resolution being at 1080p then upscaled again, so I would leave that at quality or balanced. I'm going for quality because I love to have a great image, and these settings I just don't use. So that is pretty much it for the optimized settings. Let's get into some Cyberpunk now. Let me just enable my on-screen display. So I'm currently in my apartment. I am loving this game so far. Very enjoyable. Yes, it has its bugs, I understand, and people are critical about that, but hey, you know, it's an open world game. What open world game doesn't have bugs? I'm just going to get some sleep so I can explore Night City in the morning, and then we can kind of see what it's like at night time as well. So don't worry, people, I'm not going to be doing any main missions or anything like that, so no spoilers. I try to be as considerate as possible. I just came back home just to put away some high level gear that I can't use at my stash, so let's make our way out of here. So you can see dropping down into the 50s. You know, when you're playing at these types of settings, it's to be expected. Let's try putting DLSS to quality mode. So if we can just grab a few more FPS, that's a little bit more heavy than I would have expected. So now we're up to like 61, 63. I think that's a little bit better. So yeah, for me, let's go for balance. That's the lowest I'm going to go in terms of the DLSS quality. I believe balance might be at 1440p internal. They're upscaled. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. Let's just take the elevator down. So hope you all had a wonderful weekend. For me, I'm a big boxing fan, and to see Anthony Joshua knock out Kubrat Pulev in the 9th round was worth everything. And yeah, that really made my weekend. So a lot of you guys have been asking me about my GPU temp and why it's so cool. Right now running at 52 degrees. I'll explain because everyone wants to know. First and foremost, my GPU is air cooled. It's a Asus TUF OC gaming edition. It's just basically an aftermarket cooler. But what I've done is I've undervolted it to 0.925 volts with MSI Afterburner. I've increased the fan profile to 75%, and I do live in England and it's currently winter. My PC happens to be located on the my window, so behind my curtain it gets pretty chilly there, so I'm getting cooler temps than normal just to the positioning of my PC. So that's pretty much the answer to that question. I'm just going to explore Night City a little bit just so you guys can take in the performance. So you're not going to hold 60 frames per second even with an RTX 3090 and Ryzen 9 5950X. I have also used that SMT patch to enable SMT, so you can see all of my cores are being used. If you don't use this patch, you'll see one core is being used, the thread is not, then the core is being used, and then the thread's off. So it does help the CPU balancing, but if you've already got 16 cores and 32 threads like me, it barely impacts performance at all because you will never CPU bottleneck to begin with. So even being in a GPU limited scenario, it still doesn't matter. SMT can be displayed if it's working or not. Some people seem to not understand that, but that's not a problem. So to walk around Night City now to get some general performance, and then I'll jump into like a side mission in a minute. Again, this is probably one of the best in kind of depictions of like a bustling metropolis in the future. So it reminds me a lot of like Altered Carbon and Blade Runner. There's another film I've watched as well. It's got like Kate Beckinsale in it. I think it's Total Recall. Total Recall has a lot of similarities in terms of the way they've done the city and the future tech, and even the brain dance. I believe that's from Total Recall as well. Like it's like a service that this club offers where you can kind of just, you know, everyone has their kind of weekend life. They might have 3 screaming kids at home and they just want to get away from it, or you can go to this club called Recall. You kind of choose who you want to be, like this billionaire, this playboy, whatever your fantasy is, they can kind of make it real. And they do this thing called like the brain dance, and there's a brain dance thing in this game as well. So you can, I'm not saying the inspiration was taken from it, I'm just saying there's a lot of similarities. So let's call the car now, let's do a mission. I'm sure you guys want to see a little gunfight here and there. So I'm going to do like a side quest. I'm just call my car. So there's my car, it's turned up on time, which is nice. Sometimes it doesn't always turn up, so it's good to see they fixed that bug. I am playing version 1.4 by the way. So let's have a look at the map, see if there's anything nearby I can do. Search and recover, doesn't sound too interesting. Something with a bit of action. What is this? Client wants to find something here. Maybe that's the one I'll do. Crime zone, neutralize any ongoing threat. That seems interesting. So basically we just get to shoot everyone. So I'll go in, do that mission. Let's get into the car now. I like to drive in third person. You can drive in first person if you want, but it's okay. I heard there's been a lot of refunds been going for the people with the previous gen consoles because it was never demonstrated how bad it looked, so it's kind of been missold or misrepresented, and a lot of people are not happy. If you're playing on a current gen console, well, you know, that's just too bad, I guess. But if you're playing on a capable PC, then it's just beautiful. Come on now, guy, watch the road. So look, I don't know if SMT won't really improve my performance, but it definitely has made it a bit smoother. You don't really get as much spikes anymore, which is nice. We get it in front of this car. Alright, this is pretty far away. I didn't realize how far away this mission was. Okay, way past the waypoint. Let's quickly slam the handbrake on. Okay, let's have a look at the map. Like I said, this waypoint system, it leaves a little bit to be desired. It doesn't always give you an accurate path, or give you the quickest path. So you've got to turn off here, take another left here. Down we go. Sometimes if you drive too fast, the turning just comes up on you so quick, you end up overshooting it. Can't wait till I get a better car. I mean, I've driven some supercars on this game. It does make a massive difference. Like, these supercars are so fast in this game. I think there's an underground like race, night race scene as well, but I haven't progressed too much in the game, sorry, because I'm the kind of guy that just likes to kind of do side missions and power up as much as I can before I start doing all of the main missions, just to give myself a better chance, and just to learn the game a lot more as well and develop my abilities. I think I've done that though, so I want to start getting on with the game pretty soon. Not too far away from the destination now. Hopefully you guys are not too bored. But yeah, I mean, for those who, I guess I'm a little bit biased because I love RPG. RPG is my best genre, but some people are refunding the game because they don't think it's living up to hype. For me, this game it's something I've never experienced before. It's almost an experience rather than a game. It's just amazing. I think CD Projekt Red have done a great job. And if you're, I would just say, don't be too hasty. Just let it grow on you, and then you might feel a little bit different about it. Okay, we have arrived pretty much, so it's time to get the guns out and start killing everyone. This should be fun. I've got some good weapons. Let me just show you what I've got in the arsenal. So I'm using like this M-76E Ohama, 1.97 DPS. It's got thermal damage, can even shoot through like cover. Then I've got the M2038 Tactician shotgun for guys who want to run up close. I've got a couple shells for them. And then I've got the power precision rifle. I can just pick guys off from range. So that's what I'm working with. And I do have a blade, a machete, if anyone wants to get up close and personal, and I haven't got any ammo. So I'm just not even going to listen. I'm just going to start shooting people. Get behind some cover.
Fuck the beach.
One down. So like I said, I can shoot through cover with this because it's got like thermal damage. We do love a little headshot here. So, you know, it is really hard to aim on this game if you're running low FPS like 30. Let's get to some cover here. Let's use a inhaler to increase my health. Someone's just throwing a grenade. Let's shoot this guy. Don't worry, I'll show some more weapons in a minute. Bring out the shotgun, shall we? Ooh, that sucked. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that was not nice. Let's get up close, shall we? Oh, a headshot. Yeah, the shotgun really does some nice damage. What have we got here? I do love to scavenge around, forgive me. Damn. Took him down. Let's reload. See if there's any more people to kill. So you can scan around, you don't need to you know, pay too much time looking for the stuff. If you just scan it, will just start highlighting all of the great stuff that you can loot. So that's what I'm doing. Let's not leave anything behind, shall we? Is that everyone? I'm a bit disappointed. I thought I'd face a bit more resistance around here. Anyway, let's just grab everything. There's one or two things I can get. There it is. There's the main stuff that I come for. Why have they got this guy on the counter? What's going on here? Anyway, I think that's about it. I can get out of here now. Can't remember which way I came in now. I think it was this way. So I did receive some new gear. I'm not going to bore you guys by going through everything. But what I will do is look for something else we can do nearby. So apparently I haven't done it yet, so interesting. Maybe there's a text message or something I need to send. I think I'm missing something. So let's just search the area a little bit more. Something in the water? I don't know if you can swim on this game, and even if I did. Yeah, there's something here. Let's take all of that. Okay, I think that's the mission done now. Let's swim to the ladder. Yeah, that's everything. So that was the last part of the mission. Let's see if there's anything nearby I can do. Interesting. Thievery client wants to steal something here. Don't really care about that. Search and recover. That might be an interesting one. Let's drive over to this mission. See if my car can come over here. I don't know if it's possible. Yeah, it can. Alright, let's put away the gun. We don't want to alarm the public. So getting nice performance here at the moment. Maybe some of you guys are a bit cheesed off that I'm not playing in a day. So let's just change the daytime. Just to appease everyone. So 9 AM in the morning. Oh, it's 8 AM now, but at least it's daylight now. So you can see right now getting around 70 frames per second. Let's just drive to the next destination. This way. It all depends on what you're looking at. Down to 60 now. No doubt CD Projekt Red are hard at work on patches. They still haven't even enabled ray tracing from AMD GPUs, but I'll bring you some RX 6800 XT ray tracing performance as soon as I am able. Currently on patch 1.4, so I'll be paying keen attention to the release notes of future patches just to see what kind of improvements they make us. We can definitely use them. But yeah, regardless of the faults of the game, I'm still enjoying it thoroughly. Nice and smooth though when I'm driving. Slow down a bit, you don't know when the corner's coming. This way. Just look at what's going on. You got like monorail, you got flying cars. Proper reminds me of Altered Carbon. I mean, I love Altered Carbon. Hopefully they'll come with a season 3. That'll be interesting. This is the closest game to having that Altered Carbon or Blade Runner experience. Very, very similar type. I would say Altered Carbon's even more futuristic than Blade Runner due to all of the actually no, that's quite this debate actually, because in Blade Runner you've literally got synthetic humans that pretty much as good as you could possibly get, but then you've got like the futuristic tech in Altered Carbon with the stacks where you can literally transfer your consciousness. So it's a debatable one, which one's set further in the future. I'd have to have a look at what year Altered Carbon said it.
A deadbeat with a pretentious name. Gonk broke my trust and skipped town. Well, fuck him. Only thing I care about now is the data he left in NC. Specifically, what's on his comp. Check the attachment, you'll see what to do.
Okay, so I've got to look for an attachment, but there is some enemies here. Let's use a shotgun. Actually, you guys haven't seen the precision rifle yet, so let's use that a little bit. Ooh. Almost seems a little excessive.
Man down! It's on the crawl!
Oh, these are I'll shoot through the wall with this gun. I can with my pistol though. Nice headshot there.
End him!
You can try to end me. Let's have a scan around. I've got one guy over here. Made light work of him. Where are you running to? There you are. He's down as well. Oh, so that's where you've been hiding. One thing I love about this gun, it just burns you, so you don't even have to finish him. They just incinerate. You put him out of his misery. Got a few more people shooting at me. Let's just collect a few things. What the hell? She must have got really drunk. Where are you? Yeah, you're around here somewhere. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to you. Shout and scream all you want. Your death is a certainty. Oh, it's like hide and seek. Where are you hiding? Let's just clear the top level and I'll just go back downstairs. I need to. Okay, doesn't seem to be anything up here. Where did he slip off to?
Come on!
Yeah, you're calling me on, but where are you? Are you down in the basement somewhere? Ah, here you are. Damn. Cleaned him out. Okay, I've increased my street cred, which is always nice. What the hell were they doing here? Maybe they were trying to heal him? I don't know. Didn't work out too well. Alright, let's just grab everything. Here's the good stuff. Always grab all the weapons when you're done, because you can just dismantle them and you get all the crafting items just to make bullets and new other weapons depending on the crafting level you're at. The hell? Why would it not take it? Okay, there you go. So yeah, they need to work on that. It's a little bit fiddly. Oh, what's this? That's the radio. Anyway guys, I think this concludes the test. You've seen driving, you've seen night and day action, you've seen gunfights. Pretty much giving you a good demonstration of what to expect from Cyberpunk with the Digital Foundry optimized settings.
Whoa now!
But that is pretty much it for me guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.